This act is very Guardian. Guardian act with, like, no real ability to get strong rewards from anything. What's my highest score? Exclamation mark data will tell you stuff like that. I have no idea, Stunod. Am I planning a longer stream? I've been streaming about 10 hours last few days. Quick slash is okay. Not exciting, but just fine. Crippling Cloud is very strong. HEPs. Struggle to do well with an early Crippling Cloud. Well, it's not very strong in Act 1, it's strong in Act 2. So, if you're expecting it to do a lot for you in Act 1, that might be your issue. You still have a weak deck in Act 1. It doesn't apply poison to the sentries. It's not that incredible against Gremlin Knob. It's okay against Lagavulin. But it's strong against Gremlin Leader and Slavers and Book of Stabbing. And a whole bunch of Act 2 fights as well, for that matter. I would not be doing this challenge if I could only pick one class sort. I would go completely insane. Absolutely, totally bonkers. Since I'm only fighting one elite here, and I have a bunch of health and it's a Guardian Act, I'm gonna pass on the Poison Stab. Spooky Ghosts on sale. I've never understood why this is a 4 upgrade and that's a 3 upgrade. I just don't understand. Why is that? It's always confused me why, like, I get Dagger Spray is a 4 damage upgrade because it's like twice, so you can't make it 3, but like if all the strike upgrades are 3 and this upgrade is 3 and most of the other damage card upgrades are 3, why is Quick Slash 4? Just a mystery. Just a mystery. I've never understood. Cards aren't created equal. Right, because when you're like going through the run, you have situations all the time where you have to pick between certain cards and you might need a card that does a certain thing, right? So you're forced to take an upgrade or forced to take a card that isn't as good as the other cards that could do that thing because you only get to see so many cards. So that part of the game makes perfect sense. But upgrades, you go to a campfire and you can choose to upgrade any of the cards in your deck. So in order for upgrades to be interesting to think about, you actually like sort of do want them to be balanced relatively well against each other, or else you walk into the campfire and just upgrade the same thing every single time because it's the only relevant, like it's just stronger than the other ones, right? Like, I would never look at that upgrade decision and be like, is Dagger Throw or Quick Slash the better upgrade? Because, like, one of them is just making 4 damage and one of them is making 3. I just never got it. It is always Gremlin Knob. Fortunately, Wraith Form's okay in this fight. Unless I... probably don't play Quick Slash this turn. Ball Lightning used to be the same. Ball Lightning used to upgrade for 4 instead of 3. And then eventually they changed it. Pantograph seems sort of comical here. I like Caltrops. Sure. We're very bad at the Gremlin leader fight, but otherwise we're pretty well set. Remember the one time I wanted Gremlin Knob but got like a villain instead? Yeah, okay. That's fair. I did take 0 damage in that Gremlin Knob fight, 1 damage, so I guess I shouldn't complain probably. Should probably have played the other Defend Plus, or even played the Survivor discarding the Defend Plus. Could have been better there. Although... that hand makes me think that I did the right thing, so maybe we're good. Teamsy! Makes the deck good against Slavers, but bad against Gremlin Leader. Well, Crippling Cloud can only get played once, which means the second time Gremlin Leader summons, this deck is completely fucked. Just in a lot of trouble. Whereas if I had a Noxious Fumes, the deck would actually be sort of bad against Slavers, because the damage would be slower. But it would be better against Gremlin Leader, because every time that he summoned, would be getting in there with the fumes. If I ever had a run that counted on accuracy for most of its damage, no. Don't think so. Corpse Explosion's a very strong card. Probably a Snecko Eye with Corpse Explosion, Wraith Form, Crippling Cloud. Seems like it. Snecko Eye feels like it makes a little bit of extra use of the upgrades on the strikes and defends that we've gotten just sort of by chance from the Warpaint and the random upgrade event in Act 1. I think I'm going this way. It's not a lot of Act 2 events. There's one Act 2 event. Upgrade Strikes Defends is way less good when you have 4 of them upgraded already. Apparitions, probably not. Maybe Act 2 events aren't that great anyway. Bites don't seem that incredible here. Got a Pantograph. Okay. Do I drink alcohol? Sometimes. Not super often. I still have a $50 donation outstanding to buy myself my next bottle of scotch. I just, like, haven't done it. This seems alright. I think that's been outstanding for like 5 months. I have some viewers who enjoy me when I drink alcohol. Well, no longer intangible. The enemy's no longer weak. This is a pretty awkward turn. The Wraithform play would have been better if I drew Corpse Explosion faster than that. Okay. Well-Laid Plans Plus is a very good card. Drunk Jorbs after challenge? Maybe. Not gonna make any promises. Alcohol, like, it really wipes me out for a couple of days afterwards. Like, I just feel worse. I'm less happy. I don't... It's just not the best thing for me to drink. I'm generally a very happy drunk, but then a very slow to recover drunk as well. It is a depressant. I feel like my body processes it very slowly though, so like... I never get like super drunk and black out and vomit or anything. What I do instead is I like still feel drunk the next day and then feel really gross for several days after. I don't know. What alcohol do I drink? I'm not super picky. Sneaky Strike's okay here. I'll take one Sneaky Strike. I feel like the act has started off very poorly for me. Maybe I need to be changing my goals in terms of elite fighting. We'll keep at it. Anchor seems like it's probably nice. Hey, Blasty Blue. I mean the hangover. I've had hangovers, but I've also had mornings where I've woken up and just straight up still being drunk. And I've had those more than I've had hangovers. Feels like I have to upgrade that Corpse Explosion a little bit. Ooh, I think it's unlucky that we're getting attacked this turn. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Only I could buy a Skewer and the Chemical X. Bayflower seems pretty good. That's it for me, thanks. See you next time. Okay, that's a little bit more like what I'm expecting from my deck. Thanks, deck. Yeah, that's significantly better. I do have a 10 card starting hand with some really strong cards in the deck, so, you know. Don't have dexterity for backflip to be super great. I think I'll still take one. Ooh, that might have been meant to be Corpse Explosion upgrade. Okay, this fight looks pretty over. One damage, oof. So I went to all those Act 2 hallway fights. I like averaged, what, 10 damage in each one? Then I fought 2 Act 2 elites and took 1 damage between the 2 fights. I don't know. Act 2 hallway fights are nasty. Nasty, nasty things. The reason that they're so hard, Crucile, is that you build for elite fights, not for hallway fights, I think, largely. Or at least I do. Basically, no, I do not think that there's a balance problem. It's also just fine for them to be difficult. Yeah, I like Lusky. I'm not sure if I'm sorry to hear that or pleased to hear that or what. The deck built for Act 2 hallway fights differ substantially. You would take more good block commons, I think. Like you'd focus more on defense and less on damage. I've never actually played that game where I care about building Frac 2 hallway fights, but that's what it seems like it would be to me. Look after yourself, I like this game. Take another backflip, maybe. It's a bit of an awkward card right now. I suspect that the Dex Pot saves more health than the regen pot against Collector, and the poison pot seems like a ton of damage, so yeah, that's fine. I would have bought 1,000 cuts, maybe. Otherwise, though, the store is just not good. I've had so many silent runs where footwork is just not a card that is, like, pickable, apparently. Footwork? Yeah, we don't have any of those anymore. Sorry to say. All out of footworks. Should win comfortably. So I don't think I have an upgrade in the deck right now, actually. Is that true? Yeah, none of the upgrades are great. Maybe upgrading a Piercing Whale. A Predator? Could upgrade a Predator. Okay. Could also have just taken a third Piercing Whale, would have been fine. Upgrade Sneaky Strike? No thank you. I appreciate the offer, but after some consideration, I have decided against upgrading Sneaky Strike. Do I Corpse Explosion one of the minions next turn? Probably, right? I think I wait until I Crippling Cloud to use the Poison Potion. Plans for 3 energy still very easily the correct thing to play. Is Dead Branch supposed to be good or bad? Dead Branch is very good. Dead Branch is very good with half damage and infinite blades and cloak and daggers. Can check this out. If you type W in the bot command, it doesn't spam it in the chat, so other people don't have to participate in your conversation with a robot. It's a cool thing to be able to do. Nightmare Wraithform plus. Jorbs wins. Jorbs maybe wins. Jorbs has a decent shot at winning. I'm not throwing away my shot. What have I done to chat? I don't know, I haven't muted. Couldn't say. Anything could be happening. Literally anything. I also play a Wraith form, just for good measure. Your go. Leg sweep seems good. You know, Essence of Steel is pretty sweet with Wraith form. Jorbs wins. Wraithform is a very, very insanely strong card, yeah. I think just a little bit more damage in the deck from somewhere is all we really need. It would be pretty nice to remove an artifact charge from the Act 4 elites, for example. Is it worth 185 gold? Maybe. I'm not going to a store this act. Unless I go this way. Good luck, Robot Terrarian! Please do not hurt my friend Silent. She is very sick. I think the thing about that, Otter, is that if you understand... God. I think you can say something is good if you know why it's good. Something like that. Fuck, I don't know. Didn't sign up for this shit. Nightmare Wraith form there is so incredibly unnecessary. You can't ask someone if something is good or bad and expect to get a valuable answer. You can ask somebody why something is good or bad, and without them telling you if it's a good or bad card, they can give you information that's useful. Hey Sir Skidmore, how you doing? Hey my Brannon. Spire's been good today, Kronos. Is life good or bad? Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's the joke, it's true. Lots of backflips in this run. Sort of comical how much this deck just relies on Nightmaring Wraithform Plus and nothing else matters. So yeah, anything that helps us do that would be good. Hey Lapras. Does the deck need damage? Well, it has Corpse Explosion and Caltrops Plus, so it's doing alright. Sometimes it needs damage. It's not a very consistent deck. The main thing you're learning from the stream is you need to skip more bad cards. There are a lot of cards which are very good early in the game, and then later in the game, you get to a point where the average card in your deck is just better than they are already. They stop being anywhere near as good to have. Or your deck gets to a point where, like this deck, I'm just trying to like draw two different cards together basically. So cards that don't help me do that are bad. Just about. Like, I could be offered a footwork right now, and it would be unclear that it was actually good, because it is a card that gets in the way of me drawing Nightmare and Wraithform together. Can you hear that plane? That's a loud plane. It's actually getting noise gated by my microphone. Bit late on the insect. It'll still help in Act 4. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. Is it too far into the run to change what the deck relies on? It's going to be difficult to find something stronger than this. If I found something stronger than this, I could change what the deck relied on for sure. But how do I find something stronger than Nightmare Wraithform? I don't know. It makes you invincible for a really long time. It's very, very good. Hey, Torpedo Bench, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. I much appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And try to keep it coming, with help from the generosity of folks like you. Okay, Deadly Poison Plus might actually be okay. Injury is not too bad. Vajra is a complete blank. But injury is not too bad, at least. This is either upgrade all cards, or not upgrade all cards. Probably the upgrades don't matter. Longest win streak in Ascension 20. Hold the world record at 7. Seven wins in a row. A Nightmare Piercing Whale here, just so that I have a Piercing Whale in my hand next turn. In fact, I'll have 3, and they will all cost 0. I have 4, and they all cost 0. Alright, so I don't think you will be dealing damage to me this turn, Hexaghost. But it was a good try. It was a good try. Oh, I drew Caltrops. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. There are some relatively easy external clients for Twitch chat that you can get that give you a lot of power over filtering stuff. I use Chatty. It only took me like 15 to 30 minutes to set up. And I have it filtering the things I don't want to see. I wonder if this will work. Hold on. Nope, that's not hooked up right now. My chat looks like this. It's like pretty manageable, actually. If you're not typing bot commands, I can probably pretty easily read whatever your message is. It's not dark mode. Does chat even have a dark mode? I don't know. I find it harder to read white text on black background than the other way around. None of the upgrades really matter very much, so let's recall and maybe we can get an upgrade that does matter by the time we hit the next campfire. It's like the pineapple on pizza thing. People get really upset about how other people want to read their text. Don't know. Is Predator a good card? It's good in this deck because this deck needed card draw, it needed a bit of damage for the collector fight, and it has a pen nib, which I've been able to line Predator up with a few times. So in this deck, the things that Predator does are quite valuable. Pineapple pizza could kill you. That's unfortunate. I'm lucky, I don't have any serious food allergies, so that's not something that I've had to worry about in my life. But I've definitely had friends for whom one little bit of something could make them like very ill. And like, I don't know, the stress of like eating out in a place where that thing is used in food preparation or something like that just seems like it's sort of insane. Getting well-laid plans down early is really good, and having a second Predator for more card draw is also pretty decent. I think I'll go with well-laid plans. Feels like I win already. Pretty sure what color you want your screen to be is like very heavily just personal preference and doesn't matter very much. I know that's a hot take, and I don't like to get political on this channel too much, but pretty sure that just isn't a very big deal. This is how wars start. Now that the information is out, it will take on a life of its own. Dash is an okay card. I don't know if our damage is fast enough for like time meter and stuff. Only invincible for 12 turns. Maybe I should take a dash. Awakened one in particular. That's like a lot of turns. The amount of time it takes to kill Awakened one, I mean, is a lot of turns. Day feels like a long day. Eating pineapple pizza without ham. It's more likely than you think. Am I feeling alright or just kind of time it? Yeah, I'm just a bit tired, that's all. And it's like sort of hot in this room. Summer is coming. Let's upgrade the other well-laid plants. Every card in the hand costs 0. I like it. Bang. Bang. Alright. Feels like a good turn one. It is lightly snowing where you are. Well. Well. This is interesting. I guess I do that. I guess I want to just get damage in while the damage is good. Because this fight is more about how many turns it takes and how many times the clock ticks. Snecko Eye seems like a bad relic. How will you spend all your energy each turn if all cards in your hand cost 0? There you go. That's a good take. I like that. I actually think at this point we just don't take damage. I believe we've been quick enough. I think straight chill passive. Off to a pretty good start today. This would be a 3-win streak, wouldn't it? That's something. Yeah, that's a thing that could happen, Mouses, but it isn't happening. Like, that's not actually how those cards are. But you're right that it could happen. I played Nightmare on Wraith form in this fight. I only actually have one of them in my deck. The reason I'm not retaining 4 is so I can draw cards. Because by drawing cards, I get to play them, right? Hard to draw 9 cards in a turn if you are holding 4 already, given that the game only lets you have 10 max hand size. Man, you got all the bad ones. Yeah, Donu Deca would have been so free with this deck. Guess we gotta try. Trying. Could try to like Nightmare a leg sweep here. Is Nightmare leg sweep a meme? Could Nightmare a dash? Nightmare Predator? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's Nightmare Leg Sweep. That sounded sweet. I think our deck's actually just strong enough from here that we're not in much danger. Now that's a pasta I haven't seen in quite some time. I feel like it has not been the best sneaky strike. The iron one managed to win. The heart fight was scary though. Oh wait, you're attacking for so much damage. Oh no. I'm hit. I'm hit! Man down! Not entirely sure what that sound I just made was. Stuff. Wait, it just like, it cleanses? It cleanses the 19 turns of... I spent so many turns making it weak for 19 turns though. Can't just cleanse it all. I have it on good authority, based on this statement here, that this is unfair. Hey, Berengar the Bearded. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Boomer show to you as well. Oh, those leg sweeps do not cost very much energy. Wait, am I the Persian king in this Shaylin? Darius, right? Darius was pretty good in Civ 5. Oh, it was Xerxes? Meh. Eh. I don't know. So Awakened one wasn't too bad, just took forever. The electrodynamics. I used to play 4X games. Yep. played a lot of Civ 5, the single player. Back in the day. I played some multiplayer Civ 5 on stream once upon a time, but it was a long time ago. 3 years ago or something. I think before XCOM 2 Long War 2 was when I was playing that. So 3+ years. Was that when I was playing it? I don't remember. Twitch tracker would tell you. These upgrades are just not very exciting. I'm gonna upgrade a piercing whale so that that's relevant on like some turn against the stabby thing in Act 4 here. There isn't really any damage here other than Snecko Skull. I could go Snecko Skull, Swift Potion, or I could just buy the med kit and get the statuses out of the way. But I'm probably going through my deck one time, so... Well, I'm going through my deck multiple times, but only the first time matters, is what I should say. Cheetah thinks the 11 months I'll go Mojo to you as well. So probably Snecko Skull for a bit more damage, and Swift Potion is fine. Interesting. It's a 10-card starting hand. I could take a run-ending amount of damage next turn pretty easily. I could Wraith Form now, actually. Maybe I just Wraith Form now? And then kill the one on the right in 4 turns? That seems completely doable. Doesn't have that much health. I have a vulnerable potion I can use on it. Wait. I get Piercing Whale next turn as well, that's nice. So I am no longer intangible next turn, but I've got a Piercing Whale, a Nightmare to make lots of copies of the Piercing Whale if I need to. And also I think 32, 52... I think the Vulnerable Potion just kills with Pen Nib if I want. There's no reason because I have Pantograph. Yeah, so... Can even leave Pen Nib there for right now, and then only actually use the Pen Nib if I have to. If I draw Corpse Explosion again, I can kill without it. Could have Nightmared. Could I have Nightmared Piercing Whale so that I didn't have to end this turn? Can I go like Caltrops? Leg Sweep, Defend. Like 7. I still heal to full health with Pantograph, and I saved the Pen Nib. Oh. Oh. That's unfortunate. Well, I did save the Vulnerable Potion at least. Second Nightmare seems really good. I'm gonna discard the Vulnerable Push. No, I'll actually discard the Essence of Steel, I think. Nightmaring that Corpse Explosion seems pretty good. Okay, so now the heart is dying quite rapidly. Cost is not randomized. If I don't draw Wraith Form next turn, I might die. It's weakened. I have a regen pot ticking. I'd like to draw Wraith Form next turn, please. I'm not going to play the Slimed. I'd rather have the 2 health. Okay, Jorbs wins. Picking up the extra Nightmare made this a lot easier. Without it, we have another, like, I don't know, lots of turns before we win. Probably lots of turns, yeah. Another lots. $6.4K to all enemies. I wasn't looking at that. I guess there were a lot of corpse explosions on it, huh? 3 wins in a row. I won the last run of last night